My name is Lisa Harter. I live in the Washington, D.C. area, and I'm a graduate from the University of Arizona from 1983. I have my degree in studio art, graphic design, but as a profession, I am a major gift officer, which is a fancy way of saying fundraiser. I currently work for the Carnegie Institution for Science in Washington, D.C. But before that, I spent about 20 years in healthcare fundraising, and then about a great chunk of that time, like another 12 or 13 years at the George Washington University in DC, working at their medical school. I've done a lot of different kinds of fundraising, mostly centered around the science, which is why working for a science institution made a lot of sense for me. Ever since I got into it, I kind of fell into it. I've really enjoyed it, and I'm happy to talk to people who are considering that sort of line of work. While I was an art major and I loved being an artist, drawing and painting and being an illustrator, and I actually in college did work in graphic design at one of the department stores helping to do ads. After school, I really couldn't feed myself doing that. I spent some time kind of floundering between jobs and looking to see what I wanted to do. And I ended up volunteering at a nonprofit called the March of Dimes. I really enjoyed it. And what I was doing, I was helping with a special event. I was helping to talk to sponsors and encouraging them to give money towards this particular event that the March of Dimes was doing. And I found it was kind of easy. Now, my personality type, I'm very much an extrovert. And I consider that there are no strangers in my life. There are only people I haven't met yet. And so this kind of work, I would say, requires very much an extroverted personality, because you just have to not be afraid, basically ask people for things, mostly money. I got an introduction to that many years ago, and I found I was good at it and I enjoyed it. And it was a great challenge. And I just kept at it and was able to grow in my career because I was good at it. I wouldn't say that it necessarily relates to my degree. I would say that when I was at the U of A as an art student, I felt like I had just this very much out there personality as an artist. And I was not one of those contemplative, serious people with my art. I found one of my portfolios that I had at the U of A and was looking at all the drawings I used to do, and they were good. I thought there's amazing artists at the U of A, and they produced some amazing talent. Where I had a talent, it just maybe wasn't. Again, I wasn't able to make it work to feed myself, to survive off of. But I very much valued the friendships I made, and my professors. They were just incredible, and definitely influenced me. But unfortunately, I just wasn't able to stick with art. What I have learned and what I took away from my artistic background and my training is, for instance, with special events that I'm involved with, I do all my art direction with artists working on my graphics and stuff like that. I'm able to tell them exactly what I want and what I want things to look like. And so those sorts of things definitely help, having that background. Most people in my line of work don't have that background. It was true when I first started out, and I think it's probably still true today, is that a lot of industries or a lot of nonprofits will give people a chance to start off. Now, they won't pay you very much. A lot of places will let you get your foot in the door and give you a chance, because I think they're desperate. They really do want people willing to fundraise. It's important for all these different causes and nonprofits that they have people helping to support them. So that is a good thing. Early as I learned about it, I will say, joined an association called Association for Fundraising Professionals, AFP. I've used it for many years. So I think joining a professional organization is very, very helpful, especially for someone starting out, because all of these professional groups on their websites will provide oodles and gobs of new jobs coming up, networking opportunities. I think it's very important in this line of work to stay very connected to people who do this line of work. It's so helpful. To get this new job that I've had this for almost 2 years now. I knew the person who not actually was hiring, but was very involved in the organization. And I just, shot him a text. It's like, why didn't you tell me about this job earlier? And anyway, so I got the interview and got the job. But it's a lot of who you know. This is such a people job, such a in your face people job, that not only does it help you with getting the gift, it helps you to get the job. like, what is your passion? Is there something that you're incredibly passionate about? There's probably a nonprofit that's helping out that passion, and go to them and let them know. Even if you're volunteering to start, the chances of it maybe getting a job with them then go up, because they'll see how you work, they'll see what you're made of, and that means a lot to them that you care about that particular cause. I definitely, like I mentioned before, the Association of Fundraising Professionals, it draws on all the different causes. I mean, it's a very large professional organization, and they will offer much reduced rates for people coming out of college, lots of free events, lots of ways to meet and network with people. So I highly recommend to get involved with whatever the local AFP chapter is. A few years back, I decided to try the career stuff. It's like, I have a career. I'm good. But I decided, let me just check out what the U of A is providing. And I can't remember the gal's name, but she was doing a resume building thing, and I thought, it can't hurt, and I shot her my resume, and she had great advice. And I redid my resume. She had me redo my LinkedIn profile, gave me some great advice on that, great advice on my resume. And I thought, that's pretty awesome. So here I am as a pretty seasoned professional. I still felt I was able to get, great worth out of my Wildcat connections. And, this was before Bear Down Network and all of that. She was wonderful. And so I will absolutely recommend that people, just stay involved. Even if you think you got it made, there's always something you can learn.